Hello everyone, I'm back, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. So far, 2024 has been a year filled with many strange things caught on trail cams. From weird unidentified creatures to killers and to many other unexplainable phenomena. So today I decided to highlight some of the most chilling and downright horrifying creatures caught on trail cameras this year. So grab your maximum fear coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the scariest trail camera clips of 2024. This horrifying, never-before-seen trail cam capture was taken on January 9th, 2024. According to James G., the uploader, the photo was taken deep in the woods by a spy point trail camera mounted to a tree. Here's the photo that was taken just after the motion sensor was triggered. In the background, a glowing-eyed humanoid creature is spotted. It has a pale white body with long skinny arms. And because the photo quality of this particular trail cam is rather poor, we can't exactly make out any facial features besides its glowing eyes, of course. But if we look closely, we can almost make out a mouth towards the bottom of the face. But the most disturbing thing about this picture is the trees show that the ground is quite far down. So either this creature is estimated at a whopping 12 feet tall, or it's floating in the air. Either way, it's clear to us that this is not a creature of this world. Some suspect a skinwalker or some sort of evil spirit that's lurking in the depths of the woods. So what do you guys think? Definitely a shocking and unexplainable trail cam photo. On January 28th, 2024, an ominous piece of footage would surface. It was never made clear where exactly this took place, but a family was reportedly fishing somewhere in a remote forest. As they fished for a while, they began to get an unfamiliar feeling, a feeling as if they were being watched from somewhere. They tried to shake off the feeling, but they couldn't, until they finally spotted something unknown blending into the trees on the other side of the riverbank. At first, it doesn't really look like much, until it begins to morph and take the form of a human. The dark black shadow moves around slightly until it ultimately disappears. But if you look closely, you can still slightly see the outline of it after it disappears, showing us it's still there. Whatever this being is, it's able to shapeshift and camouflage itself into the trees without being seen. So this must have been what was watching them the whole time. It just didn't reveal itself until later. This is just a truly disturbing thing to think about. The fact that there really could be dangerous, unknown creatures that blend in with their surroundings and stalk you, easily remaining hidden. The scary thing is, many people around the world have reported this same unshakable, being stalked or being watched feeling while in the woods. The same exact feeling that the family reported in this instance. Could it be that these spirits or beings roam the forests, and we can't necessarily see them with our eyes, but our built-in survival instincts can detect them? A man named Stacy Brown Jr., a well-renowned cryptid enthusiast and film director, released some truly unsettling evidence taken by a trail camera. Once again, the trail camera that took this photo was a picture-taking trail cam that snaps pictures when the motion and heat requirements are met. With that being said, here is the photo. Cryptozoologists are adamant that this is a real Bigfoot caught on camera. Zooming in and looking closer, the strange creature does look monkey-like, but something seems off about its face. And latched onto it is what's said to be a baby Sasquatch. The motion blur on the baby tells us that it was something alive because it was moving around. However, despite the label of a Bigfoot photo, some speculate that it could have been an escaped monkey from a nearby zoo or something. But why does its face look like that? Could it just be a deformed or injured monkey? If so, how did it get here in the first place, as this area does not inhabit any monkeys? It looks like we'll never know truly, but what do you guys think? Is it just a very deformed monkey, or is this really a Bigfoot or some other cryptid creature? Now this here is probably some of the craziest trail cam footage I've ever shown. A man named Grant Critchfield placed 2 trail cameras inside of a bat-infested cave. But this cave isn't only infested with bats. Inside lurk many rat snakes, and their goal is to capture some of these bats flying around. Watch as this determined snake stretches its head way out to try to catch these bats mid-flight. Even though the snake fails at first, it never backs down and never gives up. It moves all around the cave trying to find the best spot. It even gets right up to the camera in this shot here. The footage continues for a while with the snake bobbing its head up and down and stretching its body out, until eventually it captures not 1 but 2 bats. You can see it has one in its mouth here. And then you can see it has another one here as it slithers away. It looks like the snake is eating good tonight. Now this footage is just unsettling to watch. The way the snake elongates its body and its eyes reflect the light, there's just something so scary about it. But this is the kind of eerie stuff that happens out in nature when we're not around. Scary wild predators lurk everywhere, and they have no rules. And as I say frequently, this is why the known creatures of this world can be just as scary as the unknown creatures. So far, we've looked at unknown creatures and known creatures, but what about extinct creatures found alive? This mysterious footage coming from 2023 captures a so-called pterodactyl, a prehistoric flying dinosaur that used to control the skies above. The bird creature certainly resembles a pterodactyl, with its very long wings, elongated head, and massive size. The crazy thing is, comparing this to a pterodactyl side by side, they look completely identical, making many believe. Some commenters attempted to debunk the footage by saying it's a heron, a large ocean bird that resides in the Pacific Northwest and South Florida. But I've seen herons before and they don't look like this while flying, and they're not as big. So could pterodactyls not actually be extinct? Here is a trail cam capture that may prove Bigfoot exists. It was captured at 12:37 p.m. on September 13th, 2012, deep within the woods of Alberta, Canada. Even though it was captured over a decade ago, not many people have seen it at all. So I took the time to highlight it for you guys. So here's the photo along with what experts say about it. Experts state this is the only photo the huge creature appeared in. After analyzing the photo, we can tell it's definitely not a costume. Also, we can tell it's not photoshopped because we have a good understanding of Photoshop. Even though experts were rather confident in their answers, it didn't stop the skeptics. They tried to say the huge hairy creature is just a really big bear on its hind legs. This is when experts responded that bears only have black claws, but the claws on the being in the photo were white. Also, analyzing its stride. The bend at the knee and the sway of the arm give human-like characteristics, and a human-like gait is supposedly a telltale sign of a Bigfoot. However, since the trail cam was placed at a lower angle, it only captured the lower half of the supposed Bigfoot. So it looks like we'll never get a clear answer as to what it really was. This recent paranormal capture has been freaking people out. Very late one night, a security camera posted near a residential street picks up what looks like a shadow person walking by. You can see what looks like the shadow of a dark hooded man suddenly appear. It then walks across the road briskly, disappearing into the brush on the other side. The uploaders and online viewers still have no clue what this was. Some are sticking to scientific answers like a camera glitch, but others think this was a real-life ghost. Perhaps the ghost of a man who died on this street or in the nearby area. But darker shadowed ghosts are often associated with demonic activity, so maybe it's not the ghost of a man who died here. Rather, an evil entity that aims to terrorize this local town. Now this is some of the weirdest and most mysterious footage ever. It comes from the TB4Y podcast. Basically, these guys punch in specific coordinates to Google Earth, and it takes them to an extremely strange location. It's a random desert in California that's extremely secluded. No houses and no nothing for miles on end. It's completely secluded. But when they zoom in, you can see what looks like a portal or something. But as they zoom out and look at the land around it, there are a bunch of tanks that seem to be guarding this so-called portal. Why are there tanks in the middle of a secluded desert with no one around? And more importantly, what the hell is that portal-looking thing? I saw this footage and I was baffled and had no clue what it could be. So if any of you have an answer, let me know because this doesn't make any sense to me. Taking a look at two strange pieces of footage from farms. They both showcase the same strange phenomenon. A bunch of goats forming a perfect rotating circle. Why does this happen? The first piece of footage comes from a local farm in the complete middle of the night. The farmer has no clue why they did this and uploaded the security camera footage to try to get some answers. And it's unknown where the second one took place, but it looks to be on a small farm as well. Because there is no rhyme or reason for the strange circling, some chalked it up to being something paranormal. Some thought maybe the ghosts were possessed by evil spirits or even skinwalkers, and that's why they're behaving creepily like this. Reportedly, according to Navajo culture, skinwalkers are known to take the form of goats, but I'm sure there could be a worldly explanation here. So in my last video, I included a lot of creepy and weird things that happened during the recent solar eclipse, and you guys seem to enjoy it. So here's another similar video, but this didn't happen during an eclipse. It happened when a man was trying to film the moon with his phone. But instead of capturing just one moon, it captured 3.
Oh my god. I cannot believe I'm getting this on video. I ain't about to release this. I'm not trying to have somebody follow me. Bro, what the hell?
3 separate moons side by side. People are puzzled because the footage doesn't appear edited or anything. But obviously, here on Earth, we only have one moon, so how could there be three in the sky? Maybe this was some sort of reflection that caused his phone's camera to glitch? It doesn't seem so, as the moons were very defined and stable. Once again, just another piece of footage with no explanation. The following trail cam footage will make your skin crawl. Uploaded by the YouTube channel called Trail Camera. The unseen footage appears normal at first. It just shows a small tree and some vegetation in the background. But it's when we look closely that we see why the video is scaring people. A sizable spider creepily and slowly crawls down the tree. You may think the spider isn't that big, but the video was taken from a distance, which gives it a smaller appearance than it really is. I would estimate it's probably at least a few inches long. But anyways, the spider doesn't stop after just climbing down the tree trunk. It decides to climb right back up again. It's crazy to see all of the creepy wild creatures that are caught on these trail cameras. And spiders aren't often seen on these trail cameras because they're too small and aren't usually able to set off the motion and heat sensors. But considering this one did trigger the camera to begin recording, it had to be much larger than we think. Taking a look at a quick trail camera clip that showcases more crazy wildlife. Before I show this footage, let's play a game. Take a guess what kind of animal is gonna pop out. From within the small cave, a bat emerges and flies by. It leaves and comes back and repeats the process a few times. And it almost keeps flying towards and getting closer to the trail camera. Maybe it sensed it or something. Even though bats can be scary looking, they're generally not harmful or dangerous to humans. But if we're talking about vampire bats, then that's a different story. Vampire bats, as you may know, are real-life vampires. Though humans' blood is not often their first choice of meal, but if they need to, they will. They usually feast upon the blood of livestock, like pigs and cows and such. And I actually remember one time I was exploring an abandoned building years back, which I don't recommend doing, but I did. But there were just bats flying around everywhere overhead. Every hallway you would walk into, a bat would fly right by, and there were seemingly bats everywhere. And multiple of them would fly by super quick at once and I would have to dodge them, and they would even brush up against me sometimes, and it was just really creepy. It definitely was a scary experience, but that makes it all the more fun. But anyways, enough about my personal encounters. I just thought this was very interesting footage, something you rarely ever see caught on a trail camera. Besides the ones getting eaten by a snake earlier in the video, that is.
Hey, buddy.
Steven!
Alright, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like buttons, mom. Let's aim for 2,000 likes for another one of these scary trail camera videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, MaxwellFear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, MaximumFearYT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because only 14% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And feel free to check out my Maximum Fear coffee mugs and merchandise. They're in the description down below. Also, feel free to check out my second channel. It's brand new. It's called More Maximum Fear. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.